So today I am covering one more important topic from service-oriented architecture. It's service-oriented principle. So generally service-oriented architecture follows certain principle. So some common principles today I am going to cover related with service orientation. So let us see one by one, total 8 principles we are going to cover today. So the first principle. So while developing the services or web API, we must know that the principle followed by service orientation. The first principle is services are loosely coupled. So services are loosely coupled. While developing the web services, we decompose the services into small unit, small functionality, and that decomposition is required. So that decomposition is nothing but what? Loose coupling. We are separating the main service into small services, and these small services can execute on their own. So it minimizes the dependencies. So these small services, they execute independently. So they are not dependent on each other. So while decomposing, you identify such services that these services are not dependent on each other. So minimizing the dependency is one of the important principle of service orientation, loosely coupled, because you can use that service independently. But in mind, only that service require that they retain an awareness of each other. So the service is running independently, but that service is knowing that that service may be executed in a group also. So you design a service in a such a way that it minimizes the dependency. That service is not dependent on each other. So while decomposing, you take care that that service is run independently. So loose coupling. So let us see the meaning of loose coupling with the help of diagram. So see here in the banking organization, in banking application, these are some of the web services or web API developed by the bank. The first web is web API or web service is balance inquiry service. So account holder inquires the balance. So this service is what? Independent service, loosely coupled with other services. You can execute these balance inquiry services independently. You send your account number and request from your registered phone number through application, through mobile application, you will receive the balance. So balance inquiry is loosely coupled, executed independently, but you required that balance inquiry services execution along with the remaining 3 services. Deposit service, if I'm depositing some amount, if I'm withdrawing some amount, if I'm transferring some amount, then my balance is changes and I want the balance also. So while withdrawing, after 10,000 withdrawal, what is my current balance? So for that, I am withdrawing as well as I want my current balance. So that withdrawal service along with the withdrawal service, the balance inquiry service is also combined. So you can combine that balance inquiry service with withdrawal service, or you can execute that service independently. So loosely coupled. So services are loosely coupled. Then next thing is services share a formal contract. So whenever the service provider develop the services, so along with the service, they design the documentation. They share the service description and related documentation on their website. So that is called as the service contract. So whenever the web service developer provides that service to the general public, in that case they provide you service description and related documentation on their websites. So what is the advantage of that? So they share the formal contract. That formal contract document gives you idea that how to access that particular service. So generally, whenever we subscribe some services, paid or free services, the documentation is provided by the service provider. Here, the weather forecasting services provided by openweathermap.org, and they provide you this type of documentation. And that documentation gives you the idea that they give you the description that, so if you want to use or access our web service with the help of city name, the city name is required parameter. And along with city name parameter, you required the API key, secured API key. So this is what the contract document shared by the organization. So while using this weather forecasting services, they share the document, and that from that document we'll get the idea that to execute this particular web service, we required to pass the city name, and along with the city name, we required to pass the secured API key. If these two condition fulfilled by the user, then only the user can able to access this particular service. So service contract. So organization shares the service contract. Then the third important principle is services are autonomous. Autonomous means what? Services have control over the logic they encapsulate. So while writing the business logic of every service, so that logic is related to that particular service only. You cannot combine multiple services in one logic. So in one program, you cannot able to combine the multiple services, because the services are autonomous. Services have control over the logic they encapsulate. Take the example. Suppose you are developing the web service in ASP.NET. We are writing the web methods. To call that web service, the developer writes the web method. So I have also written one web method for getting balance by ID, and I am passing the account number. So this service is autonomous. Means this service controls the logic encapsulated. So this is what the logic encapsulated within the curly braces. Means this logic is restricted towards this particular individual service. Using this service, I am able to access only my account balance, not transferring the money or withdrawing the money or deposit money. So different balance. These services are autonomous. They are different. They are not dependent on each other. But this service is autonomous service, and autonomous service encapsulate the code or logic. So this logic is restricted towards this particular service. With the help of this particular service, I am able to pass the account number, and with the help of this account number, I am getting my account number, account name, and the balance information. So services are autonomous. Services have control over the logic they encapsulate. So this logic is encapsulated and hidden from the user. See here, abstraction. Generally, the logic is hidden from the user. So hiding the logic, encapsulation and abstraction work side by side. Again, we know that these are the features of object orientation. encapsulation, abstraction, and every service-oriented architecture follows based on the object-oriented architecture. Therefore, they share the principle. Abstraction is also shared by the service orientation. So services are abstract services. Beyond that is described in the service contract. Services hide the logic. Generally, to use the services, the service provider provide you WSDL document or URL, but through that WSDL document or URL, you are not identifying the logic. Still the logic is hidden from the user. So hiding the logic. What the user knows from the basic document, from the WSDL or URL, the user is able to know the parameter. For the calculator web service, the parameters are passed the two variable I and j, and the data type of I and j is integer. So you send the add request, you will get the add response. And for sending the add request, pass the two variable of integer, and you will get the output add return, and output is in integer format. So you send the add request, you will get the add response. But from this WSDL document, you are not able to visualize the formula. The formula is hidden from the user. So services are again, services abstract underlying logic. So logic is abstracted, hidden from the user. So user is just getting the idea that passing two variable, to pass the two variable for add a method, and after addition, the result is stored in integer variable and shown to the user. So services abstract underlying logic. So the logic is hidden from the user, abstraction. Then reusability. As we know that services, service orientation follows all the object oriented principle. So reusability is also one of the principle of object orientation. Therefore, the services abstract means services are reusable. So you can reuse the service. So services are reusable. So services are reusable. So logic is divided into services with the intention of promoting the reuse. So reusability and composability are the two important service principle, and I'm explaining this reusability and composability with the help of example. So let us understand first what is the meaning of composability. So collection of services can be coordinated and assembled. So you can execute the individual service separately, as well as you can able to assemble the service, multiple services in a group. So collection of services or individual service. So composability gives you the idea that you can combine more than one service. So assemble the multiple services to perform a particular business functionality. So services are composable. So take the example that reusability means what? Suppose I have developed one service, balance inquiry service. So that balance inquiry service you execute. So this service is reusable along with deposit service, withdrawal service, and transfer service. So after withdrawal, the balance is changed. So I want the current balance. So you can combine this balance inquiry service along with withdrawal. After deposit, my balance increases. So I want the increased balance information. So you combine the balance inquiry services with deposit service. So composability. So combining the multiple web services to perform a particular business task. So composability and reusability work simultaneously. Then the next characteristics is the services are stateless. The services are stateless. What is the meaning of this? So after execution, the service sends the request and service receives the response. And after the response is given to the end user, the service information is not stored in the secondary memory for longer time because the feature of statelessness. So statelessness means the service state is not maintained, means not stored on the secondary devices. Whenever we are using the session variable, the session details are again stored in the secondary memory for a particular period, for a particular time, 1 day, 10 days, 20 days. So you are storing, session variables are stored in the memory for a longer time. But the services are again uses the statelessness, means after execution of that particular service, the information is means that service dies there, and you cannot get the any output from that particular service. So the state is not maintained. You are not storing the information in the secondary memory. So primary memory is used, you send the request, you are getting the response. And after that response, that service ends there. So services are, means session details are not maintained at the time of services. So services are stateless. Minimize the retaining the information. The information is not retained by the services. So this is one of the characteristics. Therefore, the speed or performance of services are fast, increases, the speed is increased because you are not storing that information in secondary memory. Whenever we are using the session variable, the performance of that program is degraded, slow, because that session variables are again stored in the secondary memory for a longer time. So statelessness means what? No session maintained. Then the next service principle is the discoverability. Discoverability. So services are developed for end user purpose, and the end user is able to discover the services quickly using internet or using the network. Your services are discoverable, and for that discovery generally UDDI is maintained. UDDI is what? A central repository where all the web services are stored, and user can search the web services in UDDI. So discoverability. So discoverability means what? The services can be found and accessed easily. So discovery mechanism. Generally, there is one site called uddi.xml.org. The full form of UDDI is Universal Description Discovery Integration. So services are discoverable, integrated, gives you contract document, service description, means WSDL and API call is again stored on their websites. So see here, enterprises to dynamically discover and invoke the web service with the help of this particular site. UDDI xml.org is the site used for searching, discovering the services. To discover the web services, generally UDDI is maintained, and through the UDDI, the user is able to search the service, public service generally. So you are developing the public services, you registered your service so that user can easily discover the service with the help of this particular website. Nowadays, organizations use their own website for storing or sharing the web services. So UDDI is what? Discovery. So services are discoverable. See here, we have used the weather forecasting service, and weather forecasting, to discover the weather forecasting services, the path is provided. And I have said that you test the path first. for providing the user details. This particular path is required, the city name. So Ahmednagar is the city, and API key. So I have hidden the API key, but these two parameters are required. So you pass these two parameters and execute this, discover this particular service first. And in the discovery mechanism, using the discovery mechanism, you will get this particular output. The meaning of this output means you can able to write the client application using ASP.NET, PHP, Python, anything. I have already recorded the video on weather forecasting services. Please visit that video. So services are discoverable. So in this way, I have covered all the 8 characteristics or common principles of service orientation. The first principle is services are reusable. Then second principle is services share a formal contract. Then third thing is services are loosely coupled, so reusable. Services abstract underlying logic. So the logic is hidden from the user. Services abstract underlying logic. Then services are composable. So combining the multiple small web services, composable. Then services are autonomous. They control the logic and they run their logic independently. So autonomous. Services not maintaining the state, so stateless. And the last characteristics or principle is what? Services are discoverable. So today I am covering this much only. So common principles of service orientation.